It's me, Alex197, greatest YouTuber in the universe. I have returned after a lengthy hiatus, and I'm here to tell you 6 reasons why you should use the Godot game engine. Number 1, it's free. Godot is completely free. There's no pro version, there's no plus version, there's no free trial and then you have to sign up for something. There's no percentage that you have to give to anyone for profits on your game. For game engines like Unity, there are several different tiers that get more expensive the higher up you go. There's a free version, but it's not going to have all the same features as the pro versions. Not to mention that with both Unity, Unreal, and many other engines, you're going to have to pay a certain percentage of your game's profits to whoever owns the rights to the engine beyond some arbitrary amount of profit. Number 2, Godot is open source. Alright, so in this segment I talk about Godot being open source, which is true, but what I really should have been talking about was how it's free software, not to be confused with freeware or freemium software. In this case, free is used as in like free as in freedom, basically. And free software is distributed under terms that allow users to run the software for any purpose as well as to study, change, and distribute it in any adapted versions. Basically, there are no restrictions on Godot, whereas with proprietary software and closed source software, there are, which is something that a lot of people care about, including me, and maybe you. Alright, back to the video. And if the developers ever take Godot in a direction that you don't like, or if you need a specific core feature that's not available in the Godot engine and can't be added via a plugin, you can always fork Godot and start your own separate game engine. Granted, this point probably won't matter for most independent game developers, but personally, I take solace in knowing that the software that I am investing so much of my time and energy into is truly free and trustworthy. I just realized that I forgot to type a word in here. Okay, moving on. Point 3. Godot is lightweight. If you have a very old or very cheap computer, chances are you're going to have a pretty tough time trying to run Unity or Unreal or any of the other big-name game engines. Godot, on the other hand, is extremely lightweight. This means that Godot is much more accessible to the average person who can't afford an expensive computer. Also, going back to point 2, the fact that Godot does not exist to generate profit for its owners means that you don't need an account or anything to use it, meaning you don't need the internet to use it. So that, combined with its low system requirements, make Godot the perfect game engine to use during the coming collapse of civilization. Point 4. Godot is easy to use. By far, one of my favorite things about Godot is its interface. It's hard to understand unless you've actually used Godot yourself, but the interface is just great. It's sleek, it's neat, it's organized, and to be fair, I haven't used Unity in a very long time, and I haven't really used Unreal, but I cannot imagine them being easier to use than Godot. I really feel like when I use Godot that the interface was designed specifically to be as intuitive and easy to use as possible. Did I mention Godot has a built-in asset library you can access from the engine. To be fair, I think Unity also has this feature, but I just decided to mention it anyways. It's very convenient. Point 5. GDScript. GDScript is the custom-built language by the developers specifically for the Godot engine. GDScript is inspired heavily by Python, and as someone who learned Python for several months, I can attest that it is indeed quite similar, and the syntax carries over very well. There are, of course, a lot of differences, but they are very easy to get used to. And the language as a whole, like Python, is very intuitive. And I think if you've never learned a programming language before and you want to develop games, Godot and GDScript go together like hands in a handbasket. That's not a real phrase. I don't know what that means. Now, to be fair, I think Unity uses C# as its language, and Unreal uses C++. Here's the thing. if you learn C# with Unity or C++ with Unreal, you're going to know those languages, and you'll be able to use them for other things than game development. Whereas GDScript is really only useful for making games in Godot. It is very similar to Python, but you're probably going to still have to, learn the rest of Python, because although GDScript and Python overlapped a lot, they don't overlap completely. And yeah, it's just a fair point to the competition. All right, finally, point 6. Godot is on the rise. A few years ago, the average game developer probably wouldn't even have heard of Godot. But just a week ago, Sonic Colors Ultimate, the most recent Sonic game, was made with Godot. Also, if you've been anywhere near the Godot community, you've probably heard of the mythical Godot 4, which is the next major release of Godot, which will hopefully come out at some point in the future. But when it does come out, it will be a revolutionary change to the Godot world. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but I'll post some resources in the description to learn more about Godot 4. But it's gonna be big, people. Also, the Godot community is rapidly expanding. I remember when I first played around with Godot, there were only a few tutorials on YouTube on how to make, even a simple tutorial project. But now there is so many fantastic resources out there on YouTube and elsewhere on how to code and make games with Godot. All in all, Godot is a fantastic game engine. I love using it. I've used it for the past, I think, over a year now. And yeah, I sincerely recommend it. Oh yeah, it's also available on Windows, Mac, and Linux, so pretty much everyone has access to it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was useful to you, and we'll now move on to the update segment. So, what's new with me? Well, I'm apparently back. I did a live stream like a little bit over a week ago, and it didn't go well. Well, for one thing, my internet connection is just not fast enough, I guess, to stream properly. It was apparently extremely laggy. The uploaded video is fine, but it is in like 720p 30, which is not ideal, but I just don't have a very fast internet. Also, it got like the last 30 minutes of the live stream got like cut off, which is annoying. I don't know why. It probably has to do with the buffering, I'm guessing. So yeah, I guess I'm just not gonna do live streams anymore, cause this is the second time I've tried it, and the second time it has not gone well. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. I also made this video, only 2 days behind schedule, which is not that bad for my standards. And hopefully I can keep it somewhat consistent into the future. Continue to work on my my climate change game. And yeah, overall things are going pretty steadily, and I'm excited for the future. And yeah, that's all. I don't have much to say. So anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.